Today on Family Matters.
Me and Tishana argue constantly over food.
What does it matter what I eat? It doesn't matter, it's not your body, it's nothing to do with you.
You've actually moved out because you've been arguing so much over the food.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, that sounds good, doesn't it? A banana's coming in between the pair of you in your relationship. You're serious.
I miss her.
You miss her?
Yeah, I do.
This is really what it's all about.
Oh,
You miss your mum, don't you?
Oh, don't cry. I don't know how to change things. I don't know how to rectify it.
So my 7-year-old has got an attitude.
I'm not gonna have it.
My 3-year-old is completely ruining my life. He tries to play us off against each other.
So why don't you talk to one another then?
Get no time to talk to each other.
You can't let that be an excuse.
I know I'm guilty.
He knows how to play you, though.
He does know how to play
But
me.
why would you allow that?
Because I'm soft. I feel like I've just messed up with a mum.
Parental guidance, being there, present, attentive, focused, 24/7. It's 24/7. Welcome to the show. My first guest, Alison, contacted the show because she fears her negative body issues are being projected onto her daughter, Tishana. Alison thinks that her daughter is sabotaging her own chance of a healthy future and their mother-daughter relationship is suffering as a consequence. Take a look at this.
My name's Alison. I've got a daughter, Tishana. She's 20. I got in touch with the programme because I'm having issues about myself and issues about my daughter. She's following the same path of weight problems that I'm on. She won't touch food. She don't want to interact with any kind of food. She's not happy about food. She doesn't like food how it tastes. If I try to cook a healthy meal, I'll say to Tishana, do you want some of this? What is it? No, don't want none of that. She'll just look at it and then she'll just ring up and get a takeaway. Even though she is 20 and she's got a mind of her own, she's got these issues.
You've taken a pear and an apple and that's all you've had to eat all day? How do you know that I've took a pear and an apple and I'm not eating nothing else?
Me and Tishana argue constantly over food. I'm scared of her not eating because I know she tells lies to me. Basically, I'm desperate. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome. Food and more food.
It's a nightmare.
A nightmare, but when did this occur for you? When did this real obsession with everything becoming about food and portraying that and projecting it onto your daughter start to really happen for you? And how old was Tishana?
Tishana were about 4 or 5 when it started, where she used to look at food and say, I don't like that. And I used to say, how can you not like it when you haven't had even a taste of it?
And what did she used to eat? I mean, because most, toddlers...
Everything before then.
So at 4 and 5 years old, she started to show resistance?
Yeah, and it would just... She'd sit there and it'd be like... She'd just constantly... I've done all the things where you're grounded, you'll go to bed early, you'll sit there until you've eaten that.
So what did she used to eat then?
She'd eat chicken, she'd eat rice, she'd eat...
But you said she used to push food away. So when she never used to want the food that you used to give her on the plate, what did you then used to give her?
She'd have a tuna sandwich, or she'd have chicken roll, but she'd have that actual thing for like 3 months. Yeah.
Would she eat fast foods? Mm. How many times a week would she have fast foods because you're saying that's what she would want?
Because she did a lot of sports. She did swimming, she did karate, she did football. Because she did a lot of them after school sports, you sort of gave her whatever she wanted, and plus the fact, because she was doing a lot of activities, I thought, oh, it's okay, at least you're having something to eat.
Do you mean it's okay, so you felt justified in giving her lots of fast food because she was active?
I didn't feel justified, but at least I'd know that she'd have something to eat.
So you used to give it to her, because it was something.
Yes, at least she was having something to eat.
But did you not notice that was quite a lot that she was having? Because it's a good lesson, isn't it, to recognise that, you know, if you're in this situation and you don't persevere and you don't put your foot down, look what you end up doing. You end up giving your kids lots of fast food.
I did blame myself, I do hold my hands up and say, well, because of the situation, because of her doing a lot of sports, I did justify it a bit.
Could you have done anything else?
I don't know, but I just naturally thought that she would grow out of it, you know, she would try other food when she wasn't doing sports, but she'd, no.
How long did you do sports for?
Most from being like 5 to up until she was about 17.
17, so from 4 to 17, a lot of fast food?
A lot of fast food, yeah.
So I'd love to be able to meet your daughter, so let's go to tape.
My name's Tashana, I'm 20 years old. Me and my mum argue about what types of food I eat and the fact that I won't try anything at all, ever.
What does it matter what I eat? It doesn't matter, it's not your body, it's nothing to do with you.
And normally, because I finish late, I'd grab a takeaway or I'd just nip to Chippy like.
There we go.
Thanks.
Right, cheers then.
My mum wants me to eat healthily and she's tried to make me, but I just don't like it. I feel bad because my mum's eating it, whereas if she had her way and I ate healthily, then we'd both be eating healthily. Things are pretty desperate because I'm putting on more weight as the days go on, and my mum is as well, and the arguments are getting more and more intense. I moved out to live with my uncle to try and stop us being at loggerheads all the time over food.
Sometimes it can be hurtful because I'll say something to Tashana to make her realise, and I don't think I'm doing the good thing about that.
Welcome.
Hi.
Do you think the household has become really obsessive about every piece of food and calorie counting and what you're eating and what you're not eating?
Yeah, I think my mum's pretty obsessed with food.
Okay. And what do you do?
I work in a sports centre.
In a sports centre?
Yeah.
Okay, as what?
A lifeguard, and I teach kids to swim, and I'm just starting doing fitness instructing now as well.
Right, okay. So have you looked up, researched food, nutrition, that kind of stuff?
I'm doing a nutrition qualification at the minute, yeah.
A nutrition qualification?
Yeah.
Okay, learning much?
Yeah. I learned what foods you should eat, you shouldn't eat, how many calories you're meant to have, how much you're meant to burn, stuff like that, but...
But what?
I don't really take any note of it for myself.
Right.
I could tell other people, you need to eat so much fat, so much, but me, myself, I just eat whatever I want to eat, when I want to eat it.
Why is that? Why do you choose to do that?
I don't know, because I'll work late as well, I'd just eat late, so... Or then I'll think, oh, well, it's not good to eat late, so then I just won't eat, and then I'll just eat the next day or whatever. But then obviously my mum gets annoyed that I'm not eating, so then we argue.
So is it really about the food, or is it about the fact that you're a 20-year-old woman and you feel like she's treating you like you're 7 and you don't know what you're doing and you don't know about the choices you're making?
A bit of both. She treats me like I'm a kid when it comes to food, but she's trying to tell me to make the right choices with food, which I'm not doing, but...
Why are you not doing?
I don't like it.
What's you worried about? What's your fear?
Because she's getting to skip more meals.
It's the fact that she's skipping meals?
Yeah, and she won't try anything else. It's like she's just got that tunnel vision, and I've always mixed vegetables, and
What's your fear?
I'm frightened she's going to get anorexia or have an eating disorder or...
OK, so you're fearful of her having an eating disorder?
Yeah.
But she...
Is it controlling?
Yeah, she tries to control my food more than anything,
So that's what you feel you want control over, because she's trying to control your food. So what you're trying to control is what she's trying to gain back.
Yeah.
So you project your anger on the food and then do your self-harm, because now you won't try it, because truthfully, what you're really annoyed with is your mum not encouraging you when you have made an effort.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the tape.
If she didn't obsess over it and just didn't bring it up, it wouldn't be an issue. But she makes it an issue because she argues with me over it. She's crying because of me.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. At the same time, I think, well, she shouldn't be so bothered, but she's my mum and she says she's going to be bothered.
When I'm writing a shopping list to decide what we're going for, it is pointless because she's 9 times out of 10, she's not going to have anything on that shopping list that I put on.
Yeah, but I like arguing all the time. Like, I've just said what I want on a shopping list, but you've still found something to moan about. Hence the reason why I never stand and make a shopping list with you, because you just moan at me all the time. You go on and on and on at me that I just can't be bothered to eat anyway. You carry on to the point like, what are you having for your tea, what are you having for your tea? Why does it matter? I'll have my tea when I want my tea. It's got nothing to do with you.
It's just World War X, and I'm sick of it being World War X, and I'm sick of the issue with food in the house.
So, talk to me about the shopping list.
It's just...
You go shopping, you pay for the shopping, right?
Yeah.
Do you give your mum housekeep or any kind of contribution, working, being at home?
I used to do, but I moved out.
So you've actually moved out because you've been arguing so much over the food?
Yeah.
So now you've moved out so you can have control about what you eat without having to have your mum at the back of your head going, no, about the food?
Yeah, but it didn't work like that.
What do you mean it didn't work like that?
I moved out, but I moved to my uncle's house, and she told my uncle to make sure I'm eating and stuff like that. So then he was saying, oh, do you want breakfast? Do you want this? So it was just the same as being at home.
And now you feel like your mum's trying to control you now through your uncle?
Yeah.
Still to come on Family Matters.
What about your relationship?
We don't spend as much time together now because we argue over food.
Great. I mean, that sounds good, doesn't it? A banana's coming in between the pair of you in your relationship. I'm serious. What do you want from your mum? You're here today because, you know, you want to try and work things out, obviously. Your mum's here. Tell her, what do you need? You're a 20-year-old adult. What do you need from your mum?
For her to trust me with food. Like, I know that I'm not eating the right stuff, but surely in my own time I'll eat the right stuff, but she doesn't trust me to do that. Like, I know that I'm putting on weight, but that's up to me to change it. Like, I don't need her to tell me and tell me and tell me.
I don't mean to do that.
I know you don't mean to do it, but it's got to a point where that's what it is.
You see, the food is the secondary. The real primary issue is you controlling your daughter about what you have recognised yourself has been problematic in your life.
Yeah, possibly.
It's going to take.
I've done everything. I don't think there's a thing that you could actually mention to me that I haven't tried. I want all the arguments to stop because we don't argue other than that, other than food.
If I want to get up and eat something, then I'll eat it. If I don't, then you should just leave me. I think my mum needs to, like, chill out a bit and not be so obsessed over the whole situation, because she just makes it worse by bugging me 24/7.
And it's like it's slipping through my hands and I don't know what to do. You've only got to mention food and it's an argument. It's so stressful and I can't see no way out. I feel like I haven't done my job to the best of my ability as a mother.
If me and my mum carry on like this, I think that we're going to have a big fallout, like, where we don't speak. We're going to be like one of them mums and daughters that just don't speak at all.
I feel emotional and I want to kick her. It's frustrating that she won't listen. I feel helpless and it's like I'm watching her just killing herself. Or...
What upset you?
All of it. Because I didn't see anything. I just thought I was doing right for her to eat properly. Because I've got an issue with my weight. I just thought, well, I want you to eat properly. And obviously, it's not that way.
Do you think you overcompensate now because of the decisions you made when she was younger? Or do you think it's just where you're at right now?
I don't know. I think I've just made some mistakes. Obviously, I see them. And I don't know how to change things. I don't know how to rectify it. I want her to eat healthily and I want her to be a beautiful young girl. And I don't want her to have any eating disorder or anything, because I've seen how easy it can happen to you.
When did you start feeling like you were losing your daughter? When did you start feeling like you were not feeling as close to your daughter as what you had been?
I don't know.
When I became a teenager.
Sorry?
When I became a teenager.
Keep talking, because that's what I'm feeling when I see this. That's really what I'm seeing on this tape.
Like, when I became a teenager, I got all the things that other normal kids get, like, oh, you can go do this, you can go do that, but she still didn't let go of the food, so then obviously it just got worse and worse and worse.
You think it's been hard for your mum to let go? You know, being a teenager and having your own opinions and your own thoughts and things that you want to do through that teenage years. Was it difficult for your mum to just step back?
She stepped back with everything other than food. Like, she's not, like, controlling in anything other than food. But I don't really help because I feel bad because I'm eating rubbish and then my mum eats rubbish.
It's not that you don't know what to eat. You're sabotaging yourself for your immaturity in just doing what the right thing is for yourself. So your immaturity is about being rebellious because you feel controlled by what your mum's saying, and so you go and hinder yourself by eating the food that you know you shouldn't and really don't want to, despite your mum. You know you're studying this now, right? So you know about moderation and, you know, appropriate portion sizes and what you eat and what you don't. And you know when you're putting something in your mouth and when you don't. I mean, that's your choice. Yeah. You know, talking as a plus-size woman myself, it's my choice if I put a piece of chocolate in my mouth. Nobody forces me. Yeah. You know, I do that. Yeah. You know, I'm conscious of when I'm doing it. You know, I know when I'm doing it. It's not like, oh, I was in a blackout, a daydream. Oh, I don't know how that Twix got in my mouth. Yeah. You know, let's be real here. Yeah. You know, let's be real. The reasons why you're doing it are to fight for control because your demeanour and your overbearingness about your obsession with food is making her feel like you're trying to control her. Mm-hmm. And that's making her go and eat the food that she knows better not to eat because she's cutting off her nose despite her face to say to you, stop nagging at me and stop telling me because I know. Let me make my own decisions. Look at that shopping list, okay? You turn around and you say to her, okay, you're buying the food, you're putting the food in the house, and you turn around and you say, is there anything that you want on the shopping list? Why not just write down a list of foods and go and put the shop in, and quite frankly, you know, put the foods in that you're going to put in your cupboard in your fridge, and that's the food that you're going to eat. And if you don't like it, you know, and you decide that you don't want that and you want to buy something, well then good, you're going to buy it out your own wages. But at least then you can't be sitting there arguing, well, what do you want on the food list? And start finding reasons to argue again. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
You give her all this control and you go, what do you want? What do you want? There we are. The cafe's open. What do you want?
Yeah.
And then she tells you, and then you go on at her at it being unhealthy, and then they get into this dysfunctional arguing about the food, the obsession about the food. It's unhealthy.
Yeah, I can...
I mean, you've got a good relationship, right?
I do, yeah.
And the food is killing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's killing both of us.
So what decisions get made today? Where do we go from here?
Choose to back off a bit.
Okay.
Give me some space to do my own stuff with food.
But you sat there and you said, you know, my mum wants me to eat these foods and I know I should, but then I don't. You know, don't do it for your mum then do it for you. Then do it for you. Don't do it for your mum. Do it for you. Do it for you.
I suppose I was just scared that she wasn't I don't know. I think I was just scared that she's going to make all bad choices, all takeaways for the rest of her life.
You know, and let's look at that word, okay, about bad choices. You know, I just think we're labelling food again. You know, people can eat certain foods that are out there. Let's not label good food, bad foods.
She didn't trust me to eat any food, never mind good or bad.
Well, I mean, let's not label the food.
Yeah.
Okay, let's recognise that there are foods out there. Okay, we want to have a balanced nutrition diet. We want to have a good food plan. Okay, we want a good food plan where we're eating great foods. But of course, let's keep it real. There are times when we think, oh, we want a little bit of this or a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But I guess it's in moderation, right? You know, it's in moderation. And look, it's a work in progress for everyone. No one's got that to a T, you know, unless, you know, you're really conscious of it. Then you have that to a T. And there are other things that come into play here. But the reality is it shouldn't be put up on this pedestal where it becomes such an obsession. Now, the only thing that you talk about or not talk about is food.
Yeah.
What about your relationship together?
Like, we don't spend as much time together now because we argue over food.
Great. I mean, that sounds good, doesn't it? A banana's coming in between the pair of you in your relationship. That's how it sounds.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see my mum anymore. Yeah, the fruit bowl separated us. I mean, can we stop this today? Can we stop this today?
Yeah.
You know, you need to be accountable. You know, you're dealing with medical conditions as well. Yeah. You know, but at the end of the day, we're all adults. The choices we make are the choices we make. I really would like to see her back in the house. I really would. You know, I think it's sad that you've gone all the way to your uncle's because of the food. You know? I think that's sad.
Yeah, because it's, you know, I miss her.
You miss her?
Yeah, I do.
This is really what it's all about.
Oh.
This is what it's really all about.
Don't make me cry.
This is what it's really all about. She misses you.
I do miss her. Yeah. But I understand.
You miss your mum, didn't you? Huh?
Oh, don't cry. Don't cry.
So how can we solve this with this moving in business? Can we not move back in together? Can you not move back in and make this work? You want to move back home? Tell your mum then.
I want to come home.
Okay. So,
shopping list done. Daughter back home. Accountability your own. Encouragement together.
Yeah.
Can we start there? Can we take the first step there?
Yeah.
Still to come on Family Matters.
He tries to play us off against each other.
So why don't you talk to one another then?
Get no time to talk to each other.
You can't let that be an excuse. Welcome back. My next family, Elise and Stuart, are here today because they cannot cope with their 3-year-old daughter's unruly behaviour. Elise says their lives are being ruined and it's beginning to affect their marriage. Take a look at this.
My name's Elise, my husband's Stuart, and my son is Joshua and my daughter is Erin. Our children see us as mummy and daddy rather than joint parents. So my 7-year-old has got an attitude.
I want a barbecue. I'm not going to have it. I didn't want them.
A lot of anger is directed towards me and Elise.
If I got it wrong, just rub it out, please. I got it wrong.
OK. They don't listen to me when I tell them to do something.
Josh!
If you break them, you're not getting any more. Josh, they're too expensive. My 3-year-old is completely ruining my life. Erin's behaviour is quite out of control. She's completely controlling our life. She's in charge.
I'm going to go bowling. So if I give you chocolate spread, will you get dressed when you've eaten it?
Yes!
She turns around and says doesn't like Mummy and Daddy or Josh.
Are you going to sleep for Mummy tonight? Getting up 3-4 times in the night.
You're going to sleep, Erin?
Is completely physically and mentally draining myself and my husband.
Erin has been awake since 1:30. It's now 5 o'clock in the morning.
Me and Stuart can't go on like this anymore. It's putting a strain on our marriage. We ain't going out now.
We're at a point where we're trying to find someone to blame, whether it be her or me.
We've got no romance, we've got no spark, we've got nothing between us right now. I never thought being a mum would be like this.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Hi.
How long's it been like this?
Since she was about 1.
So take me back to when she was like 18 months. You know, what your kind of routine was, what you would do.
It was the normal bath before bed, calming, relaxing atmosphere, put her to bed, give her a bottle, and then all would be fine. And then within a couple of hours, wouldn't it, she'd be up again, either demanding more milk or
Our bed.
yeah,
Coming in our bed.
Yeah, coming to our bed. That was the first part.
And how much milk would she get through during the night?
A pint, maybe.
A pint of milk?
Yeah.
OK. And how many times a week, or how many days a week, should I say, that she'd be in your bed?
Oh.
Every night.
Yes.
Every night?
On the sofa.
Yeah.
You was on the sofa?
I would go down on the sofa or get in her bed.
OK.
That was, yeah, just to get a night's sleep, because she slept better in our bed, so we sort of didn't want to disturb her, whereas we should have obviously been putting her back, but...
Why?
Well, we did, because we wanted a night's sleep, so for us it was easy to leave her in the bed where she would sleep better, while one of us would go and sleep in her bed and get a night's sleep.
So you feel that she was sleeping better if she was sleeping with an adult?
Yeah, basically.
If she was with one of her parents, she would sleep?
Yeah.
So if she wakes up and ends up in your bed, then she'll stay asleep and she'll sleep with one of the parents, and then that's sound?
Yeah, but we've managed to crack her not coming in our bed.
Yeah, she doesn't come.
Right.
So she's not coming in our bed now.
So she's sleeping in her own bed, but she's still coming out?
She's not sleeping, she's in her bed, but she's not sleeping. She'll call us.
And what do you do?
Get up.
And go running?
Yeah, because she doesn't stop calling until someone's gone in there to see to her.
OK. So the pacifier then becomes the milk, is that what you're giving her?
Yeah.
The bottles of milk?
Yeah.
And the television?
And the television.
Yeah.
So basically the television is the tech neck, the nanny that becomes the babysitter?
Yeah.
Basically allows us to get back to sleep for a few hours.
OK, let's go to tape.
What have I done wrong? Where have I gone wrong? Is it my fault? What have I done? Physically and mentally draining myself and my husband.
Go to sleep. 2:38 in the morning. She's awake watching telly, asking for milk.
Her sleeping, it's just wearing us down now. We just can't work out why she's being like this.
Please. I'm exhausted to the point where I'm in tears and I just don't know which way to turn. I just do not know what to do. I think I've gone 7 years without a normal night's sleep.
Sometimes there's no time for me and Elise just to enjoy an evening together. We try to make time, but the minute we do, something either interrupts it or we're off seeing to one of the children. You're not falling asleep now?
No, you cannot go to sleep now. Great. Now she'll go to sleep till what, 7? She'll be up till midnight. No, we ain't going out now. No. Don't worry about babysitting, she's falling asleep. Which means that she'll be up when we go out and then you'll have to put up with it. So, no, it's not fair on you. It's putting a strain on our marriage. Come on, Schnickies. We're going to go have a bath. Come and have a shower.
Elise has suggested, would it be better if we split? We do question our marriage.
I hope this is the moment where we can open up to each other and tell each other exactly how we feel.
What's upset you?
It's the marriage.
What have I done?
Talking about it's splitting the marriage up. That's what's upsetting.
I feel like I've just messed up as a mum.
Mm.
It's horrible to watch.
We question ourselves, you know what I mean? If we go, when we speak to other people and their children sleep, and we say to each other, well, where have we gone wrong down the line? Is it something we've done? So we question each other.
Yes.
And then it leads from there. You start questioning your relationship, and then...
So the doubt of how you're parenting the children...
Exactly, yeah.
And the confidence that you've lost and that you're not building every day is now making you doubt your own relationship?
Yeah, because we don't really spend a lot... It feels like it's just centred around the children.
We just feel like two people that live together. We've had children together.
And we just see
We've only been married 2 years. We don't feel like we're enjoying our marriage.
No, I can understand. You wouldn't be with a kid in the bed. That's for sure. And no time in the evening, that's for sure. Do you both feel like you're just totally getting it wrong? Or are there things that you see from each other that you feel you could be doing better?
Yeah, maybe there is points, isn't there? We always pick at each other and say, why has one done this when they was against it? Why has one done that when the other's against it? Like,
talk to me about that then. I mean, actually talk to each other about that.
Well, we do, don't we? But...
If I say no to something and then Josh, say he wants to watch something, like he loves WWE, if he wants to watch it and I say no, then when I come down he's watching it. And I say, well, I said no, why are you letting him watch it? Well, because Erin's watching something else and he wants to watch that, so I thought it'd be okay. And then we just start to, it could be anything small. Something ridiculous, like if he has a sweet, why did you give him it? Because he said he hasn't had, he tries to play us off against each other.
So why don't you talk to one another then? So that, you know, you're tight here.
We don't get no time to talk to each other.
You can't let that be an excuse.
No, I know.
Can it?
No.
You can't let that be an excuse. You know, we don't get time. You, like, put the time in. You know, go, right, we need to talk because the kids are playing. Like, that's what you do know as a fact, that the kids will go to both parents to end up getting what they want. And you know that they do this, so why don't you go, right, we're going to make sure we've got our stories right, we know what we're doing, so that they can't do that.
Still to come on Family Matters.
Parental guidance, being there, present, attentive, focused, 24/7. It's 24/7.
Everything we've done is for an easy life, which is wrong. Like, we've let them get away with it.
But it's not an easy life. God, if I had a penny for every time I heard that.
But sometimes it's just the simplest things. If we feel like it's going to create an argument, we just do it so it doesn't.
So if you feel like it will create an argument between the pair of you, you won't?
No, an argument with the children. If I feel like they're going to start, it's going to create an atmosphere, then it's so easy just to say, OK...
So you want to keep the peace, you're saying?
Yeah.
You want to keep the peace. Tell me why you continuously want to keep the peace and not stand as parents with conviction about what you know needs to be done for them. Why would you do that?
I know. I don't want my kids to hate me. I can't follow through a punishment. Like, say if, for Josh, for example, if he's been rude to me, attitude, I say, right, you're not having your iPad or the telly. And then he's like begging me, please, I'm sorry. And then I feel really guilty and I feel really bad. And I'm like, oh, he makes me...
Why do you feel guilty? Why do you feel guilty when you know that you've made the right decision to show him that he needs to respect, that he hasn't listened, that he's old enough and understands that, and that you do have to follow through so that he understands that you mean what you say and that he'll learn next time from that?
I know I'm guilty of not following a punishment through because...
He knows how to play you, though.
He does know how to play me.
But why would you allow that?
Because I'm soft.
But it's not getting you anywhere, is it?
No.
But that's... I feel like I want to spit and polish and put my great old lovely martyr crown on and sit there and go, well, I'm a pushover. You know, I just give my boys everything. I'm a pushover. It's kind of really not cutting it, is it?
No.
You know, then who have you got to blame? And then what are the kids getting from you? What are they learning? What are you teaching them as parents?
We know this is our fault. We know we haven't been strict enough. We know, and we're in a rut and we can't get out of it.
Yeah, basically.
That's why we're here.
Let's go to the tape.
I cry every day. I cry every day, every other day. The lowest point, just questioning myself as a parent. What have I done wrong? Where have I gone wrong? Is it my fault? What have I done for this to be this way?
On occasions, Elise has suggested, would it be better if we split? Sometimes we do question our marriage.
If this doesn't work, I don't know. I think I'll probably end up having a breakdown. I can't go on like this anymore. It's completely ruining us.
We want to get that back, what we had when we met.
I pray to God that this works because I don't want this for my family.
You look at other dads and you think, why can't my boy be the same as that in our relationship like that?
Me and Daddy aren't going out now.
Oh, please go out.
We can't, it's not fair on Nana.
When you two have a break.
We'll go out tomorrow, yeah?
We're going to have fun at bowling,
No,
yeah?
if you don't go today, I won't go bowling.
Too late, it's booked.
I'm serious.
Too late, it's booked.
My kids are lovely. Deep down, they wouldn't hurt anyone, but can't go on like this anymore.
You know things are bad when your son's going, please go out. Go out. Be together, Mum and Dad. Go out. You know, I mean, look, your oldest knows, you know? Even your eldest son knows what's going on. That you're putting yourselves in this place of really feeling helpless and not having any control. And what I'd ask you to do is to question, you know, your expectations and your standards and what you want with respects to being parents that are teaching your children the foundations that they need. Is it important for you, for your children, to get the adequate amount of sleep that they need in order to thrive and be academically there and present and focused at school? Yeah, is that important for you as parents?
Yeah,
it is?
Definitely.
Is it important for you as parents to raise your children to eat healthy and to understand about good eating habits and to become children and teenagers and adults who take care of themselves and to be healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally?
Yeah.
Is that important to you both?
Very, yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Is it important for you to raise two children in the world who will respect themselves as individuals
Definitely, for me,
and will respect other people? Yeah. Is that important for you both?
That's a big part.
Is that really important? Like, really?
Well, respect thing, yeah,
It is?
we'd like them.
It really is important. Is it really important for you?
Yeah, it's very important.
It is. Why?
Because I think everyone should have respect.
Why?
Because it's the right thing.
So morally, for you, it is the right thing to do, to be parents, to raise your children, to be respectful of themselves, of others.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
Is it important for you both to teach your children that they can express themselves, be opinionated, to feel heard, to feel loved, to be validated? Is that important?
Yes.
Is it really important?
Yeah, I definitely want them to be their own people when they grow up, yeah.
Why?
Because I don't think they should conform to following others and how they should be. I want my children to be individuals and grow up feeling comfortable. And when I grew up, a big part of my growing up was showing respect to my parents and my elders, and I'd like them to do exactly the same.
Is it important for you to have children who will chase their dreams, who will have life skills and focus, to know that the sky's the limit because they'll have parents behind them that will support them and say, go for it, son. I'm really proud of you. I'm so proud of my daughter. Yeah. You know what? You wanted this, you've worked hard for this, and you've achieved that.
Yeah.
Then it takes one thing, conviction. You need to stand with conviction and understand if that's truly what you believe, then stand by that conviction and now walk the walk. Now put in place what's necessary. If that's important for you, then hold by that. Then hold by that. Hold by your word. If that truly is important and your family is on the map because you care about your family and really family matters, then do what it takes. Do what it takes. Do what it takes. Because part of every day raising the kids, as I talk about so frequently, is about, you know, creating a framework so that you can be consistent, you know, and that children have routines that allow their needs to be met. And part of doing so is creating good habits that end up becoming rituals within the family, that actually within those rituals come time together and bonding experiences. And those cornerstones have been compromised because you haven't set up the consistency with meal times. You allow the children to faff around at the table, you know, with eating and, you know, their behaviour. You've created bad habits with sleeping. You put the telly on, hoping that's going to wind them down. You pacify with baby bottles of milk when they keep showing you that they just want more and more. You can stand with conviction and follow through so that they understand that this habit that's been created, you can break, because they actually don't know how to break it. They don't know how to break it. You couldn't actually turn around and say to your children, do you know how much sleep you need? And do you know why you need that amount of sleep? They don't know. They're there waiting every day, dependent on parents to give them parental guidance. And guidance means this every day, seeing every day, weaving in and out of the things that they need. Parental guidance. Being there, present, attentive, focused on what they need. 24/7. It's 24/7. But when you do it with conviction, you get success. And with that success comes the results. You know, look, TV on in bed. You know, create, I mean, you know, the child, you're just setting up bad habits for the child to fall asleep watching television, and all it's doing is stimulating them, and they'll continue to stay up later and later, and when they're tired, their body will then say, you know, oh, I want food, oh, I'm thirsty, oh, the body doesn't need that, it needs rest. Tonight when you go home, if she's awake, guess what you're going to do? Where's the television going to be?
In the bin.
Well, not in the bin, but in another room.
In another room, OK. Television's going to be in another room. When she comes out and she wants a milk bottle, which you shouldn't be having, OK, because you're using the tea as a pacifier for a sucking reflex. Not necessary.
She actually said today in the hotel, I'm not having a bottle anymore, I'm a big girl, I'm going to give it to a baby.
Good.
And then, yeah, and 5 minutes later she said, I want milk.
Great, and you said, great, you can have milk. There you go, there's your special big girl cup.
I did.
Finished. So what are you doing tonight? Telly out the room, bedtime ritual in place, stories and cuddles and kisses and safety, and when she comes out and she wants something, what are you going to do?
No, go back to bed.
But I want. Crying now, please. What are you going to do?
Probably break down.
What are you going to do?
Tell her no.
Stand with conviction. Stand with conviction. You know why? Because of what you believe, because you know what's important for her. It will be hard.
And then it will be, we've got work tomorrow, we're tired, just give her the bottle. Just do it.
You cannot.
And it will.
I know.
That's what
You
happens.
cannot.
I know, it's very easy saying that, but at night when you're waking up and you've only had a few hours sleep, I know you're saying the conviction, sometimes it is easier.
For 5 days. For what? For 5 days? For maybe even 3 days with her? For 5 days? For the rest of your lives?
I said,
really?
this is it. This is it. After today, I said, this is it. We've got to do it because it's just affecting...
Yeah, it's affecting every
everything.
aspect of it now.
For 5 days, for 3 days, you have to do it.
I'll do it.
Of course, you have to stand by it. So, are we going to go home with conviction in your backpack today?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Definitely.
Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Because you're going to work together as a team.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
You feel good? You're like, yeah, I'll do it. You're feeling good?
I'm going to do it.
You're feeling
and if
good?
you don't...
Right, let's do it.